High temperatures today were still a little cooler than normal, but overall the weather was gorgeous, even across much of the central United States, still looking at calm weather. Next storm system, however, pushing off the west coast, and that will make its way into the plains in the coming days. But at this time, nothing really to worry about here in the first warn viewing area, as our weather does remain calm, and the weather and the lakes looking great out there. Lake Metagoshi, where it's 56 degrees. Light wind out of the east at 4 miles per hour. East wind and Minot at 8 miles per hour and 54 degrees. So we've had that beautiful blue sky all day. That's going to continue to be clear overnight. However, tomorrow morning, some of us may see a little bit of patchy fog, especially in eastern North Dakota, but all around north central North Dakota dealing with low 50s and a light east wind 5 to 10 miles per hour. And these conditions do continue overnight. No real big systems to talk about for the moment. Tomorrow morning, parts of central and especially eastern North Dakota could pick up on some areas of patchy fog. They'll likely be getting their first freeze across the Red River Valley for tomorrow. But as far as western North Dakota is concerned, the National Weather Service is no longer issuing any type of frost or freeze advisories due to the fact that the growing season is open. Plus, we've already had our widespread freeze over the weekend. So that being said, things are only going to get rather cooler from here on out. But sunny Tuesday expected. High pressure to our north, low pressure to our west. In between, we're going to start feeling the wind gradually increase across far western North Dakota tomorrow evening. And then by Wednesday, that's where we'll have an easterly wind in Minot with some 30-mile-per-hour gusts. Some of that wind even continuing through Thursday. Not terribly strong, but still a bit on the blustery side. And you're going to notice that not necessarily tomorrow afternoon, but we'll start feeling it tomorrow night. Notice as we go past midnight, we'll start to feel the wind gradually increase, the breeze at that. So by Wednesday morning, slightly after sunrise, we'll start getting those 20 to 35 mile per hour wind gusts, and those continue Wednesday and into your Thursday as well. But Thursday morning, not very much wind, but it will be increasing again for Thursday afternoon. As far as our temperature trends, looking pretty good for the western half of the United States, even into the northern plains. We do have the potential as we go into the middle of the month, slightly milder than normal temperatures. We're not talking about anything excessive, but by a few degrees. But our rain chances remaining rather minimal over the coming days, as well as that bit of a cool down with our temperatures, especially on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So as we look at your week ahead, for tomorrow, expect a high in the mid to upper 50s, breezy on Wednesday and Thursday, and then we start to get that little bit of a cool down with upper 40s and low 50s for Friday and into your weekend.
All right, thank you so much for that, Henry.